Welcome to Love Life After, where we embark on the beautiful journey of love, life, and resilience. I am Christelle, your host and friend on this exploration. Whether you're joining us for the first time or you're a cherished member of our family, thank you for being here. On this podcast, we'll share personal tales of triumph, heartache, and the incredible transformation that unfold after every challenge. So grab your favorite glass of wine, cup of tea, or coffee and find a cozy spot and let's dive into this magic of love, life, and everything that happens after the obstacle. And remember, your story is our inspiration, and together we'll navigate this journey ahead.
Baby, you're my coat. She got me feeling like a dope fiend. I'm addicted to a black queen, baby, you're my coat. She got me feeling like a dope fiend. I'm addicted to a
Are you
black
still
queen,
thinking about starting your podcast? If your answer is still yes, look no further. I use Buzzsprout. If you're listening to this episode right now, just click the link in the description and it will send you to the site. You need to get equipment and a software to record with. You can use Audacity, or if you have a MacBook, you can use GarageBand. I use both. Once you record, just upload it on Buzzsprout to distribute through all your favorite platforms. And that's it. Happy podcasting. Remember, click the link below and it will take you straight to buzzsprout.com. As you all know, Belinda did talk about how she have a book coming up. Her book is definitely out. It's called Transform Your Mindset 30 Days to a More Positive You. And it's by Belinda Zolameso. So if you have not already purchased her book, go ahead and purchase it. It's on Barnes and Noble. If you type in Transform Your Mindset 30 Days to a More Positive You, you'll be able to get that. And it's Belinda Zolameso. Thank you guys. But yeah, if you have not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, we would love for you to subscribe and show us some love. Leave us feedback. We really do appreciate the feedback, but we want to hear more of it. And also on our social media, love that life after. And of course, our email. Just make sure you send us those emails. We love the feedback and we love the support, and we just want to say thank you for all of our listener that's been supporting us from day one, and all the new one that recently subscribed and listening to us and just giving us the feedback. We really truly appreciate it. So I just want to take this time to say thank you. Welcome back to Love Life After. I am Christelle, and today I have a beautiful guest with me, but I'm going to go ahead and let her introduce herself, and then we're going to go ahead and start it.
Hi, I'm Danny. I'm from New Orleans, but I live in Dallas now. I've been in Dallas now for the past 10 years, but New Orleans will always be my home.
Okay, so Danny and I we've never met. This is actually our first time speaking, and we're doing on a podcast. I had posted in this networking group that we're in, and she did reach out that she did wanted to share her story, her business. So I invited her to come on and share with you. So before we do start here on Love Life After, we talk about love, life, and whatever happened after any obstacle. Mm-hmm. So I just kind of want to take a second real quick for you to just tell us a little bit about yourself, what you love to do, and then we'll go ahead and dive into as far as like you sharing your story and your business.
Sure. So I come from a very large family. Well, I guess large is relative depending on how big the other families are. Mm-hmm. 6 siblings, 5 boys, and 1 girl. So very rambunctious space that I grew up in. But it made me be more assertive because I definitely had to be assertive with my brothers or they would just bully me and run me over. So growing up in New Orleans too, very cultured. So I didn't realize how cultured we were until we were displaced by Katrina, which is some of the reason why I created my business. And my family and I are still pretty close. I have 2 children. My son's in medical school. My daughter is 17. She's a senior this year. So I'm having a challenging time dealing with that reality because I'll be an empty nester.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you. I'm just because my map just dropped because you said you have a child in medical school.
Yes, I do. I have a 23-year-old in medical school.
You look like you're 23. Oh my God.
I have a 23-year-old in medical school.
Wow.
So yeah, that's my firstborn. Yep.
Wow. That's beautiful. And you don't even look a day past 25. That's amazing. I love that. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead, finish. Because I had to get that. I was like, wait, what? Did she just say a kid in medical school? Okay, I had to get it up.
Kid in medical school. So I'm getting adjusted to, the reality. So what I'm really working on is taking in everything, the full experience of my daughter this year, and just focusing on now and not the fact that she's going to be leaving soon. And then also my business. I'm really wanting to get like more integrated into that and just I really want it to be really successful.
All right. Well, first, congratulations. That's amazing. That's like a big accomplishment. I wish to get there one day. My daughter is actually, she just made her decision on what college she want to go to. So we'll be sending her off next year. So I'm excited about that.
Right? That kid have to go. It's like at first I was all excited and I'm like, wait, am I really excited though?
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
You do so much around them. You make your life where it's you make things more efficient and better for them. And then it's like, wait, I've made all these changes and adjustments, and now I have to adjust to something different. So that's the part where I'm like really trying to mentally get adjusted to doing that.
Right. Speaking of mentally, so how do you show yourself love? What are some of the things that you do to love on you?
That's a good question. I think now I just take me time and I choose things for me. I think a lot in my life I've grown up and always have considered people's opinion or people what they wanted more than what I wanted. And I think now in my life I find myself choosing me more and being okay with my decision even if it doesn't sit well with other people. And so I've had to find peace in that because I would have so much trepidation with it in the past that I wouldn't be at peace with it. But now I'm like, wait, you love yourself. You get to put you first, So I think for me, that's a big thing, like just choosing myself and being okay with the decisions that I make. And if it doesn't work out, that's okay. You can, try it again. Yeah. But being okay with that.
Yeah, I love, I don't know why it took us, especially women, I don't know why it took so long for us to see that we need to be able to choose ourselves and, love on our more in order for us to be able to take care of the people or, our family members and stuff. So lately, what I've been really trying to get out there is for people to be able to choose their mental health, staying positive and choosing themselves. Because a lot of us, we don't do that. And that's when mental health challenges come in. So for you to say what you just said, it really resonated with me as far as choosing yourself. For so long, I've always taken care of other people. And recently, maybe the last 2 years where I finally, come to the conclusion that it's me first even before my husband, before my kids. It's God, then me. And that's all that matters right now. So I love that for you.
Yeah, it's like you can't pour, you hear that, but then when you finally really take in what that means, it has a really different meaning. You really can't pour from an empty cup. And it's really hard to try to keep everyone afloat if you don't have what you need in you. So that's what also that was another thing I realized was in order even for my daughter to be successful, because I'm a single mom. Right. So in order for her to be successful, I have to be as whole as I can be in a situation that's not where we're not as whole. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's a real major part of my focus, choosing me. What am I doing to choose me today?
Right. Good for you. I love that. Good for you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
So, thank you for sharing that because that's very important, for us to be able to like share that with each other. A lot of people, someone else may be here and be like, oh, wow, like I've never thought about it like that. So, for you to share that, I appreciate you for sharing that part of you. Tell us about your business, what it entails, what you do.
So my business is Fun on the Run Plus One, and I call us the Uber for in-person connections.
Oh, wow.
I am a Hurricane Katrina survivor, as I mentioned earlier. And one of the things that we were challenged with during the storm was resources. They couldn't find us, they couldn't locate us, and they couldn't get help to us, and they couldn't get materials, supplies to us. And I remember thinking back then, because I'm in tech, and I remember thinking, like, why aren't they using geomapping? It's available, like, right? We could just send push alerts and they could find us from our location. And for the longest, that thought just sat with me. And then, you fast forward and we have COVID. And I noticed now the world was experiencing what we did during Katrina, which was, the loneliness, the isolation. Your ecosystem that you once had is no longer there. Everyone is uprooted. They're not in the same place that they once were. And the way that we communicate and commune is now different. It wasn't the same. And that was the same thing that we experienced during, Katrina. And then that thought that I had then came back to me now. And it was like, gosh, it would be great if you could just use push alerts to connect to people because we had been forced to start communicating virtually. So you saw all the virtual connections, but then the suicide rate tripled, quadrupled during COVID and post-COVID because people were not meant to communicate virtually. We're not meant to be isolated. And then once we came out of the isolation, no one really knew what to do. We were all like, okay, is it okay to talk to this person? Or like, how do I communicate now? And a lot of people's workspace, they were working from home or they were co-working, right? And then son, he has ulcerative colitis and he has the worst version of ulcerative colitis. So it's a scale and he's on the worst end of the scale. And we've been care flighted at least 4 times.
Can you explain a little bit what that is for people that don't know?
Yeah, so ulcerative colitis is an immune deficiency disease and it's in your colon. And for those who don't know, your colon is like your stomach is your second brain. So it can be anything. And for women, if you're in labor, that's what his pain feels like when he's having a flare. Or for a guy who's never been in labor, obviously, if you've ever had to pass a gallstone or if you ever had food poisoning. So he has these flares and they last like this for weeks, right? So you can imagine being in that amount of pain. And so sometimes he can have a flare and it'll maybe 2 days and he can get back to normal. But then he has the 4 times we've been care flighted where it's like shutting down other organs in his body, his liver, and his kidneys, right? And he's losing weight, like 35 pounds within 3 to 4 weeks. So it's scary. It's a scary place to be as a mom. Like he had his first episode at 16. So it was very life shifting for us. But I would often find myself in these isolating places because I didn't know anyone in Chicago. I didn't know anyone in Atlanta, these other places where they would care flight us to. And I would go online and say, hey, you guys know anyone in Chicago? I'm here, last week of my son's recovery and just want to get out of the hospital, just connect. And I remember one day just as it came to me so clear. And I was like, gosh, it would be so great if I could just go out with someone and just have some fun on the run, just like while I'm here, right? And then like that idea of fun on the run with the push alerts because I needed to get the connection out to people now. And so that's how the full idea of fun on the run came to life. So I call it the Uber in-person connection because we use push alerts to connect people instantly. And we do it over shared interests, likes, and hobbies. And within the app, you're able to connect now or you can connect later. You can create groups, you can create communities. And the basic version, you're able to send your push alert out for 15 miles. So something that I love to do, I love karaoke. And oftentimes my friends are working, they travel for work, and I don't have an established friend group anymore. So it's one of those things like, I don't want to sit at home, but then if I go out, I won't know anyone, right?
Right.
Well, with my app, you're able to send out a push alert and say hi, and it goes, "Hi, Danny is out on the run, having some fun, looking for plus one who wants to join." So everyone within 15 miles of where I am who also enjoys karaoke will get that push alert. And so
that is amazing. I have like my other co-host. She will love that. I wish she could have been on right now, but we've talked about her and one of my another host that's been on. We've talked about a situation like that where we wish you could just like call somebody and be like, "Hey, I want to go out." So this is amazing. So I'm actually looking for it right now. You say it's an app, right?
yeah, so we don't launch until November. Our beta launches in November, but our website is up. They can visit us at funontheRun.co, and we're signing users up for beta. I have partnerships with UTD and TCU, two of the largest universities right now. Yeah, so we're like really, really excited. We'll be launching beta in November, so we're looking forward to it. Looking forward to seeing what the users, what activities they want that we don't already have on the app, and then we also have, which is really neat. So we have two components. We also have the vendors. So vendors can send out push alerts to their customers, to the users as well. So for instance, I had a meeting a couple weeks ago with Starbucks. And at 7 p.m. every evening, Starbucks has to get rid of their pastries. They can't give them away to homeless people, and they can't resell them. They have to get rid of them. So that's a lot of waste, right? And it's a lot of money that they're losing. Well, now with my app, they'll be able to send out push alerts around 6:37, and then they get to send it to Starbucks customers, and then they also get to send it to foodies.
That's
people
amazing,
right? So now you're getting a whole different foot traffic that's coming into Starbucks. And then we've also developed predictive AI. It assesses your mental health every day. So once it learns the user, it'll be able to tell you what type of mood you're in and suggest activities to elevate your mood that you can do with other people as well.
Wow. Yeah, I'm amazed. Like this is amazing. Like because we all long for something like that. Like technology is amazing, and for you to be able to. Do you know if there's any other apps out there like that?
Well, I filed my patent on the alert, the push alert, connecting people to people instantly, because that technology hasn't been used that way, where people connect to people instantly. So there are competitors, right? You have Eventbrite, you have Meetup, and then people who are on dating apps. There's Tinder, there's Hinge. But the good thing about my app is, again, you don't need an established friend circle, and it takes you anywhere. You don't even need an established activity. You just need people that are available to connect with you instantly over that particular activity.
Okay, so are there like safety guidelines with the app?
Yeah. So what I've realized is my demographic is different. So my demographic of 18 up to about 32, they don't really care. Not that they don't care, but they're
they don't care.
It's a little different, but 32 and up, right? They're looking for. They ask that question. But so what we did is I partnered with IDMe. So in phase 2, we'll be when we relaunch and when we do an update, users will be able to connect with users who have did a background check through ID.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward. I'm excited about it. I'm excited
for you guys. So is it just you, or do you have a team, or do you have a business partner?
So I started Fun on the Run by myself. Filed for my patent in 2017 by myself. I literally just got 2 more people on my board. I just got a CTO that signed on with me last week, which is exciting. I have a technical background, but he is way more technical than I am. So that frees me up to manage everything on the front end. And then I also have a CFO that's on board. So that's really exciting. So when we're talking to investors or talking to people who are wanting to invest in the app, I have a full on board who's very experienced in the startup space, and then really good and have some of their own acumen that they've accomplished in their space as well.
Wow, I love that for you. That's amazing. I'm just like, I love some words because there's women in tech, but I've never met, I'm sure there are some out there, but someone who's just so passionate about what they're, doing and what they're talking about. And we're, some of us are lonely out here, and we need somebody, like you say, like with Eventbrite or Yelp and all that stuff. Yeah, or even Google, like you see things, you want to do things, but to be able to just like push a button and say, hey, this is what I want to do. And then you find, like-minded people that are doing the same thing. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
That's the whole premise, right? To be able to just connect. And again, our spaces are so different. People are in co-working spaces. They're working from home. They're traveling more for work.
Right.
And so the whole goal is to be able to utilize your time as efficient as you can. And then you have a lot of more families who are dealing with different things, like kids with special needs, because the help, the support to that is different. So any special kid need is different. So you want to be able to connect and still find a space for your children. So being able to connect in a way where it coincides with their mood. I had a guy reach out, and really big investor out in Silicon Valley, and he goes, Danny, I have a son who has autism. If you could develop this for my autistic kid, I would love it. And so from that, we started a white label version, but the first version that we have is with the NIH, and we developed a version for veterans called Victory. And that's also set to launch the first week in December. So November and December will be very, very busy times for us.
Yeah. So this is amazing now for people, because this will launch first week of November. So
it's going to launch the week after Thanksgiving in November, and then the first week in December for the veterans, Victory.
Before Thanksgiving?
Yes, before Thanksgiving.
So they could get that app. Fun on the Run.
Yeah, and then again, the goal is, what I appreciate is even if you read about any business like Airbnb and how they started, when they started, they were breakfast in bed, right? They had this long name. So it's like, the goal is as we grow and as the users, you'll be able to get a vibe for what they want, because they'll start calling it something, or they'll give it a name, and then it's like, okay, well, it's this as opposed to this. So we're looking forward to that as well.
Are you okay? So I was just about to say, are you looking for like maybe changing the name later on?
Well, not necessarily changing it, but I'm sure there's going to be like a derivative. Like right now, we've been calling it Fodder, right?
Okay.
FOTR. So we've been calling it Fodder. So our Fodder community.
I like that.
Yeah. So we've been calling it that as well. But and then it's always funny because some people hear Fun on the Run and they're thinking like literally running.
Right.
And I'm like, no, run as in out on the go, like running errands, like so. That's funny too to see how people interpretate the word "run" in the title.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well, yeah. So, is there anything else about Fun on the Run that you want to share? I'm just so mesmerized just listening. I'm thinking about all this stuff in my mind. If a business owner wants to get involved, or maybe even like put in, because I remember you said Starbucks is gonna have a section in there.
We have a funontherun.co/vendors. So the vendors are able to go on their website and sign up for beta as well, or schedule a meeting with us to ask questions, see how we can be of service to them, how we could support, especially like your pop-up businesses, right? Again, businesses aren't just brick and mortar anymore. Like us, we're on this podcast, right? You could travel to Dallas today and still do your podcast, send out a push alert. And, this morning you may not have anyone, but by 10, 11 o'clock, have about 3 people ready to be on your podcast and talk about love. And the great thing is interactive. So that means people can toggle the app on and off. So when people get that push alert, they are wanting to connect. And most times those are the spaces we find ourselves in. And it's no dating. It's not a dating app. There's no dating undertone. But you are able to connect with an individual, and you're also able to connect with a group. So that makes it fun for group activities. And the push alert will keep going until that quantity is met. That's, that makes it even better. It does all the work for you. So if it's a group of 40, the push alert will keep going out. And then once the people are confirmed, because the user has to confirm the people that accept the invite, and then you go into a chat space. And so let's say, you have details about your event. If you have like maybe you're putting on a biking event, people can see the details. You can upload pictures, videos. People can see real time what's happening. And then we also have something on the app called View All. View All allows you to see things that you didn't even choose, but it's just open activities. So if you're feeling adventurous today, or if it's something that the predictive AI may say, hey, you know what, you should try fly fishing, right? And if you go on the app, you might see someone have an open invite for fly fishing. And you can connect on that invite and connect with them instantly to do fly fishing with. And so and we have very small, minimal space for people to talk, because the app, again, the purpose is to get you connected in person genuinely for those in-person connections. So no dating undertone. So the goal is to get people, if and I feel like I hear so many people who are dating on the dating space, they have such a hard time dating now, or so superficial, or they're hating the dating apps because you have to have these long drawn out conversations, right? Where are you from? Where's your dog from? What's your belief? What do you believe in? And it's like, gosh, can we just start bowling, right? If you love bowling, I love bowling. At least we know we'll have a good time bowling, right? Or you like pickleball and I like it, then you have a good time doing it. And so that's the goal. My mom is a chef. She's from New Orleans, so that's all we really know. But I thought it was just so amazing seeing it in real time, because I did an activity with my neighborhood just to get people connected. And we met a lady who's Indian who just moved here, and she loves cooking. So now her and my mom are like the best of friends. When my mom's in town, they share recipes, they talk, but the connection was formed over cooking. And then everything else just kind of genuinely formed from there. And that's the goal, right? To get people genuinely connected over what they love. Because a lot of times that's where you find your synergy. You find it in places where you enjoy doing what you do. So this is more just a medium to get you there. So we're kind of doing all the heavy work. You just need to show up and have fun. Yeah.
I'm listening. I keep listening. I was like, I like the fact that you said there's a limit to it, right? After a certain amount.
You can be, okay, so and when we launch in beta, most people, we'll call those our early adopters. So a lot of our early adopters, especially the ones who donate $50 to $100 to support the app, we will, all of our premium features, they'll have first-time access to, and then for the first year, they'll have access to those premium features.
So how do I get a first-time access? I'm ready to get a first-time.
You go into the website, www.funontherun.co, and at the top in the red bar, it says become an early adopter. And as an early adopter, you'll have first-time, unlimited access to the premium features. You'll get a Fun on the Run badge. And so even as we grow, those early adopters, they'll be the only ones that have those original OG badges. And again, they'll get access to all of the premium features every time they come out. So those premium features allow you to extend your alert. They allow you to create a group, create a community. So if you meet a group of ladies or guys, whatever it is, people in general that you connect with, you can have a group. And so let's say you develop a running group or music group, you can connect with them. And if you guys want to put on events, let's say you want to do a fundraiser now, right? The good thing is the reach. It allows you to create communities, because we want to create, let's say in your city. What city are you in?
I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina.
So North Carolina, I love the beaches there. I love the weather, love the green grass, right? So just being able to send out push alerts and just connect with people and build your community even, bigger, and raise money that way as well. So we're looking forward to how it helps build community, because that's one of our other key initiatives, is to help build community as well and give people that platform to do so.
Yeah, I am so happy for you, for your accomplishment. And then you are a single mom and you're doing all of this on your own. I mean, with a team, of course, but pretty much on your own, because this is your baby. Kudos to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm just, every time I meet people and I'm talking to them, I'm like, oh my gosh, my mouth you've seen my face. I'm just like mesmerized by all this. So congratulations.
Thank you for having me. It's been a wild ride. This year has been very, very, I will say, challenging. And for entrepreneurs who are starting, I've definitely had the gambit of experiences this year. Yep.
I'm gonna definitely contribute, and I'm doing it right now.
Okay. Yes.
So y'all make sure, in order for y'all to join the movement, make sure you guys log in to funontherun.co, and then make sure you sign up so you could be a contributor. Hopefully,
become an early adopter. We want I really am I am big on women in tech, Black women in tech, and I really want to encourage that space, create a space for us. And I am really want people to come on and send their feedback, send their opinions, because I want them to see real time how we are taking a lot of that feedback and putting it into place.
Yay! I'm a
Yay!
contributor,
Thank
y'all.
you.
I'm excited. I'm so excited. I can't wait to share this with the world. This is
Thank you so much.
amazing. This
This
is
was so awesome.
amazing.
I really appreciate you.
So yeah, if you guys have not done so already, make sure you go on there, funontheRun.co, and sign up to be a contributor. So
Early
you could be
adopter.
right. What she
Uh-huh.
say? Listen to her. What she say? So yeah, say that again. Do you have a I'm sure you have a social media they could follow you to on or LinkedIn if you have.
Yeah, on Facebook, we're Fun on the Run Plus One. On Instagram, we're also Fun on the Run Plus One. And you can also find us on Twitter at Fun on the Run Plus One. And we are excited about where we're going and what we're doing. And even to make, a footprint in this space is big.
Right.
You don't see a lot of us here. So it's a lot of challenges, a lot of hurdles. That's probably another conversation for another podcast.
Yes, I would love to have you on for that.
That's like a whole Netflix series. I'll be
Right.
honest. But it's been rewarding just being able to continually push through and really go after digging and go after what you believe will make an impact in the world for people.
Absolutely. Oh, this is amazing. I'm so excited for you. I'm happy for you for everything that you've been doing. And thank you for sharing that. So what advice would you give somebody who wants to start their business? Because like you share your story. Y'all go back, listen to what she said. She's been through a lot. Okay. And then she's here right now, starting her own business, putting a kid to medical school. I'm still like amazed by that. And she don't look a day 25. So yeah, so what advice would you give somebody who wants to do something but is afraid of doing it?
People say this and it's a little, we hear it so much that it kind of goes in one ear and out the other, but do it. And when you show up in the spaces, eventually the resources that you need as you learn will be able to make themselves available. And then follow the breadcrumbs. I don't care if you meet just one person and they give you their business card, reach out to them. Follow up to them because you are the owner of your business. And in order for your business to thrive, you have to do those uncomfortable things. You have to make those conversations. You have to knock on those doors. You have to ask, hey, do you know anyone who does this? And put yourself in those spaces. Connect with the local community organizations in your cities. Find out how much funding they're giving to entrepreneurs where you are, where you live, and put yourself in. Find in your local chambers. Those are also great places to start. I'm also a member of 1 Million Cups, and I think they have one in just about all states in most cities. I don't know if you have a 1 Million Cup. Those are also great. I've gotten some really great resources, and that's a group of entrepreneurs who literally just come together and provide support where they can, resources, referrals, and that's really good. And it's going to really be about just pushing through. Like this year, when I say hard, it hasn't been understanding. I lost my dad this year.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, and I lost my job this year. So, and then on top of that, my daughter had a really, she ate some candy at school. The candy was laced with fentanyl. And then in this same year, my son also was care flighted again. And it was just back to back to back. It's like I felt like I couldn't come up with air before the next thing would happen. And so it was like that really, that centering myself. And again, coming to that place where if I'm not good, no one's good.
Right.
And, needing to take care of me, to take care of them. And a lot of those things, are heart issues. I you can lose my job. I can get another job. But honestly, it's almost been a year now. It's the longest I've ever been without work, right? And so my goal was to get the business started and, fund it through the business until I can transition. And I feel like God was like, no, you're going to start the business and you're going to thrive in the business and you're going to go through what you need to go through so you can get the business to where it's successful. And that's an uncomfortable place because there are so many people who you have to convince. Not everybody will get it. Not everybody will comprehend it or understand it. But one thing I can tell you is go where you're celebrated.
Right.
Don't go where you're tolerated. Go where you're celebrated. There's power in quality of numbers. It can be 2 people, but if you have 2 people who truly believe in you, they can get more people than 10 people who don't. So go where you're celebrated and keep pushing. Keep pushing. If you're putting 10 minutes more, 20 minutes more into your business every day than you were doing before, then you're doing better than you were doing yesterday.
Absolutely.
Just keep doing that. Keep being consistent and just don't give up. A door will open. There will be a yes. I'm still waiting for my big yes. But in the meantime, I haven't been sitting on my hands. I'm doing what I know I can do well. So the operational piece of my business, the paperwork part, the LLC, my business is formed properly. My bank accounts are correct, right? The structure of my business is correct. So, and then even my board is correct. So when investors come, my website is good. My marketing structure is good. So I have things in place where I'm ready to hit the ground running. So putting yourself in position for the blessing or for the success you're lining yourself up for. So when it comes, it just happened, right? And so that's what it's been for me. It's just been a constant, like, okay, it's like, okay, this has happened, plot twist, but got to keep pushing. Plot twist, but got to keep pushing. And so being just kind of locking myself in, and I'm a big, I read my Bible. So I have a few scriptures, and not everybody does. So I will say, whatever your spirit, whatever you connect to from a spiritual sense, you have to tap into yourself. You have to tap into the greater being, right? And so for me, I have a few scriptures I lean on heavily when I'm going through this, right? And I call God out. I'm like, you said, you,
I know that's right.
Not me. Even when my son was sick, there's a scripture in there that says, honor your mother and father, and your days will be long upon the earth. And so I told God, I said, I'm trying to figure out why we're here. Because your promise, this is a promise that you gave. And you don't give a lot of promise with your command. You said, honor your mother and father, and your days will be long. So why is my son still in this hospital? Because he's been a great kid. He's honored me. He loves me. He loves his sister. He's a good brother. I mean, nobody's perfect, but he's a good kid. So why are we here? What is it that we're supposed to be doing in this hospital? Because I know his life is going to be long. Because you said you're not a man and you don't lie. So those are the things that I have had to hold on to as I go through to get where we're going. And so I know it's victory on the other side. It just hasn't been the easiest. I feel at this stage in my life, I'm glad it's one of the journeys it's one of the choices that I'm delighted that I took.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. That was like perfect. Thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you so much. I just want to say, in order for you to like get to where you want to be, always make sure to invest in yourself and be available. And like she said, go where you want, or you're able to be celebrated, not where you're tolerated.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you, Danny. Thank you so much for sharing your story. Awesome. I would love to have you back on so we can talk about that story. But yeah, thank you again. So if y'all have any question, comment, or concern, please email us at lovelifeafter18@gmail.com. And if y'all, have any question for her, just go on her website and
sign up for beta. Send me an email, and I would be happy to follow up and reach out to you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.
With that being said, thank you so much for listening. We hope you join us next time as we embark on this journey of self-discovery, healing, and building connection. Together, we'll explore the depth of love, the complexity of life, and the limitless possibility that await us on the other side of adversity. If you have any questions, comments, or concern, please email us at lovelifeafter18@gmail.com or hit us up on our Instagram at love.lifeafter. We would love to hear from you and hope you let your story become our inspiration. Peace. See you next time.